Hi and welcome to another Watch Geek video. Today I'll be doing a review of the Blue Lagoon Seiko Turtle, model number SRPB11. This watch was lent to me by a fellow forum member and viewer VTCWATCH, so I would like to use this opportunity to thank him again. Now this watch is a limited edition of the resurrected and incredibly popular Seiko Turtle. It was released on February of 2017, together with the Blue Lagoon version of the Samurai, which goes by the reference number SRPB09. They were both limited editions, with each one being made in 6,000 pieces for the whole world. They came in a special non-standard box that I must admit is quite nice, and the package includes both the bracelet and the rubber strap. Because of all this, they're more expensive than the equivalent paddy versions, and if you want to get one now, be ready to pay some serious money, even for used ones. First, I would like to cover the original Turtle and the differences between it and this reissue. The original Turtle, known as the Seiko 6309, came out in 1976, and over the years has proven to be a tough watch ready for anything you throw at it, which helped it gain a cult status among watch lovers, me included. Now, Mick Jagger won one for years, and Ed Harris wore one in the movie Abyss. Personally, I'm completely in love with the 6309 and find it to be one of the best designs of a watch ever. So when information started leaking that there will be a reissue, I was one of the people who was very excited and started planning and saving for one right away. Now, just like with all reissues, I had my fears of Seiko ruining it, but as more information was available, it seemed like they will do a great job. Then it came out and everyone loved it, as it was almost an exact replica of the original. The pictures and the specs of the watch made me really like it too. So when my local AD got one, and yes, it's the Silver Time watch store that supplies me with watches for these videos, I was there the very same day to try it on and possibly buy it. And then I realized something was off. I had the opportunity to try on the original 6309, and that watch fit me like a glove and just felt and looked right. This, on the other hand, looked and felt weird on my wrist. Probably because Seiko increased the dimensions ever so slightly. I mean, it is a small difference, and to most people the newer version will fit better, so I understand Seiko for doing this, but for me personally, the original dimensions worked better. Then there was something else that was off with the watch that took me a couple of days to realize. It was the chapter ring. You see, before this watch came out, I didn't even realize I preferred a certain chapter ring design, and it's the one used on the original 6309. If you look closely at photos of one, you will realize that the chapter ring is quite vertical, giving more depth to the dial. It is used on many other Seiko models, like the Solar Tuna I reviewed and owned, and the Golden Tuna, which I found to be one of the best looking Seikos ever. This steep angle of the chapter ring makes Seiko separate from Swiss counterparts that mostly use the dial to place the minute markers, which results in a flat dial. Now on the reissue, the chapter ring is made at a much lower angle, making it appear flat compared to the original. This is a very small detail that will probably make some of you question my sanity, but to me, it just made the reissue look bland compared to the original. So when it comes to the specs, many of you have asked me to actually measure the watch. So from now on in all my videos, I will try to use this digital caliper to actually measure the watch in the video. But please bear with me if I'm a bit clumsy, because I'm doing it through the screen of the camera, so it is kinda hard. So let's see the diameter. It is said that it's 44.3, but I'm actually getting 44.9 or 45. Now this is the actual diameter from 3 to 9. The lug to lug is 47.6, but if we include the T-shaped end links of the bracelet, we actually go to 52.7, which is pretty long. Now when it comes to the thickness, it is 13.2 is what I get with my calipers. The weight on the bracelet comes to a healthy 187 grams, so you will notice it on your wrists. Switching to the supplied rubber strap will bring the weight down quite a bit, as the bracelet is very massive with solid links and end links. It's an oyster-style bracelet, but despite giving the illusion of a 3-piece link, or even a 5-piece link if we include the polished parts, it's actually made of single-piece links, shaped and finished to give the illusion of multiple pieces. I quite like the look and feel of it, and only wish Seiko included a machined clasp. There's nothing wrong with this stamped one, as it's very well made, but today even much cheaper watches come with machined clasps, and I wish Seiko upped their game in that department. The clasp has a push-button release with a safety latch and comes with the fixed length diver's extension. The supply strap is the new soft and pliable type, and I really love the buckle and the keeper. They look miles ahead of what the SKX007 came with. The watch does feature drilled lugs, so switching between the two will be easy. The case shape and the finish is exactly the same as the original 6309, meaning it's a cushion-shaped case with brushed tops and highly polished sides and bottom. It feels very organic thanks to the rounded shape of all the edges, and the crown guard is integrated in the case. The crown is large and easy to grip thanks to the cutouts around it, and despite the large size, thanks to the 4 o'clock position, it doesn't dig into your wrist. The bezel has 120 clicks and is very smooth with almost no sideway play. It comes with an aluminum insert like the SKX007, and I like the fact it's slightly angled towards the crystal, giving it another retro-looking detail. Despite this being a limited edition, I believe it's produced in exactly the same way as regular turtles, meaning without any additional quality control, as the bezel also has a slight misalignment problem found on so many Seikos today. So it is about half a click off, meaning you can have the bezel in this position, or if you move it slightly, it can be in this position. It doesn't bother me personally, but I know many people have problems with this, and I can't really blame them or call them weird, especially if we consider the problem I have with the angle of the chaptering. Now that's weird. Now the crystal is a flat hardlex, which is a standard option on Seiko divers, and it sits just slightly lower than the bezel, meaning it will be fairly well protected. The dial is almost the same as the original 6309, but with a few details that make it more refined, like the silver outline around the hour markers, while the 6309 had simple white paint like the SKX007. Also, the lume is applied in a thick layer that looks rounded on top and is quite glossy, which in my opinion matches the silver outline of both the markers and hands even better than regular matte finished lume. This version comes with a beautiful blue sunburst dial with yellow accents on the chapter ring and the seconds hand. The color combination really looks great, and next to the Paddy version, it's my favorite turtle so far. The lume on this is everything you would expect from a Seiko diver, meaning it's strong, long-lasting, and charges in a heartbeat. If you're new to watches, Seiko is the brand to go to if you're a lume junkie. They just make it so good, it puts to shame even more expensive watches. The caseback is a classic Seiko diver's caseback, meaning it's solid and features the famous tsunami logo. The logo is polished while the rest of the caseback has circular brushing, which I must admit looks great. Underneath the caseback beats the well-known 4R36 movement, which beats at 21,600 beats per hour, has both hacking and hand winding, and comes with a quick set dates and day of the week. It is reliable and a rugged movement which will serve you for years without complaining. Now objectively, Seiko did a perfect job at bringing back one of its true legends, and I'm very happy for them and the success of this model. It has become a replacement for the SKX007 to so many people that I really believe it is here to stay. Although with Seiko you never know, as they have this nasty habit of discontinuing models that watch people really love. Now to me personally, the original 6309 is still a better looking and better fitting watch, so I decided to skip this model. Recently Seiko released a smaller diver, nicknamed the Baby Turtle, that I believe would fit me better and does feature the steep chapter ring that I love so much. But that one can't really be called a turtle as it has a different dial and case design. I still like it a lot and would like to handle one in person. If I get the chance, you can be sure I will do a review of it. This completes this week's video, so I would like to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe by pressing this button right here. And until the next video, bye.